In this video, I want to show you around the autoresponder MailChimp's website. And this is one of the two autoresponders that we recommend using. So I want to show you around the site a little bit. I'm going to show you how you can create a list, how you can create a sign-up form, and then get the code for that sign-up form and take it to your squeeze page, paste it into your squeeze page so that when people sign up, they join your list here on MailChimp. So let's get started. Now this isn't a full training on MailChimp. They have lots of different tutorials here you can watch, and you'll need to learn about autoresponders, which we will have a video on that. But I wanted to show you a couple things here about their pricing. Now setting up a MailChimp account is free, and you actually get your first 2,000 subscribers for free. And that's a really good thing about MailChimp. But the thing is, they do have a bit of a restriction here. As you can see, the free account, which is right here, you go down to see the features. You get your first 2,000 subscribers for free. But the thing is, you're allowed to send 12,000 emails per month. So if you have 2,000 subscribers, you're basically only allowed to send 6 emails per month. Now, that may be enough for you in the beginning. Also, in the beginning, you're not going to have 2,000 subscribers. You're going to build that up. So this may be all right for you. But if you wanted to send unlimited emails, you would have to go over to the $10 a month plan, and then that would get you unlimited emails. So that's how that works. They offer lots and lots of features. It's a very powerful email software. In their resources section, they have lots of different information. MailChimp 101, read the different articles and watch the videos on how MailChimp works. Marketing tips, success stories, guides and tutorials, lots of different tutorials here that you can learn a lot about automation. You can learn a lot about autoresponders, how they work, and how MailChimp works in general. There are things such as email delivery, accounts automation, Facebook and Instagram ads, emails, using MailChimp to build and send emails for your contacts. And this is going to be the major thing that you're going to be using it for. So now I want to show you what's going to happen when you sign up. I'm going to go to the dashboard. This will be the first page you see once you sign up for MailChimp. Now you see lots of little different buttons here that you can use. Let me explain a little bit about what some of these are. The first one up here is called campaigns. This is where you're going to set up your emails to go out to the people that have signed up for your list. So when you click on this, you're going to see a screen that's going to allow you to set up your emails. This is the templates button, and you can save your email templates so that when you go in to design emails in the future, you won't have to redesign them from scratch. This is a very good idea if you're trying to brand your business so all your emails look the same. This is your list. This is where your lists are going to live, and since you are new here, you're going to be creating your first list by clicking here. The reports is obviously what it says. You can track your click-through rates, you can track your opens, and a number of other statistics. Content is where you're going to be uploading content such as any image files you are adding to emails, or maybe your business logo that you're adding to emails. That'll all live right here. So for now, I want to go into the steps that you're going to be taking to create a list and your sign up form. The very first thing you do when you come here is you're going to click this list button, and you're going to create a list. Then after you create your list, you're going to create a sign up form that's going to be associated with that list. And then after that, you're going to be creating campaigns that you're going to email people once they sign up for your list. So the first thing we're going to do, going back, is we're going to click lists, and we're going to create our first list. Now you're going to see lots of lists here because this software, we're already using this software. So these are some of the current lists, but your screen here will be blank because you have never created one before. So you're going to go up here and you're going to create a list. And this won't apply probably because that applies to other lists. So in create a list, you're going to go in, you're going to fill in all the available fields. You're going to have your list name here. You're going to put in your default from email address. This is the email address that people will see of who the email is coming from. The default name will also show in their inbox who the email is coming from. Now this is really important that you put a name in here that people are going to recognize, because if people are subscribed to a lot of different lists, and a lot of people are, so a lot of times they won't know who these emails are coming from, and then they'll either complain and you'll get some spam complaints, or they'll just unsubscribe. So what you want is you want people to start liking, and trusting you. And the way you do that is you put a name here that people are going to recognize, and when they see that name, they're going to want to click. Now, it doesn't have to be your name. It can be the name of your company. It can be any name you want, but you need to put a name here that people are going to recognize, and when they see it, they're going to trust it, and they're going to click wanting to open the email. So here, remind people how they signed up for your list. Again, another really important thing that you should include. This is, I would say, a little bit of, some people don't always agree with this, but I personally think that you should put in your email how they signed up for your list. Because again, if people are subscribed to 20, 30, marketers' emails, and a lot of times they won't remember a lot of how they got signed up, and they'll either then complain and you'll get spam complaints, or they'll just unsubscribe. So let them know remind them how they signed up to your list, and that will really help cut down on your spam complaints and your unsubscribes. Here's where you list your company and your address, and you really need to do this. This is an FTC requirement. You can't get around this. So you need to add your company name and your address in there, because that will appear at the bottom of each email. And I'm not going to go into forum settings right now. Enable double opt-in. Well, I will. Double opt-in. Double opt-in is, again, it's controversial. Some people think you should do it. Some people think you don't need to do it. It's all in the testing. Double opt-in is where when people sign up, they're going to get an email saying, needing them to confirm that they signed up. And so they're going to get an email in their inbox. They're going to have to click a confirmation link, and then they'll be added to your list. The problem with that is, and why a lot of people think you should not do that, is because it's going to cut down on your subscribes, because a lot of people will not confirm the link. Now, the advantage to that is they are more likely to read your emails and to engage with you if they take the action of confirming the link. So there's a catch-22 there, and the only way to really know is to test it, see which works better for you. Enable GDPR fields. This is another important thing, that if you are accepting emails from European countries, they have certain laws regarding sending emails to European citizens. So you would want to check this box so that they know that you are compliant with that. And that's one good thing about MailChimp, is they are compliant with the European emailing laws, so you don't have to worry about that. And this is just notifications, where they're going to be sent to and what type of notifications you're going to get. So you're going to sign. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to fill in these fields, and I'll pause the video and I'll come back once they're done. So here are the details that I filled in. I've called the list name My First List. You can call it anything you want. It's only for your information, and call it something that you will recognize. Default from email address is just my email address. Default from name, I want the name to be recognized of the company, so it's iMarketing Academy. Going down a little bit, remind people how they signed up for your list. I put here, you're receiving this email because you requested my free report, How to Start an Online Business on a Shoestring. So put something here that people will be reminded how they signed up for your list. Going down, there's the company name and address. And then we have the form settings here. Enable double opt-in. I have not enabled that because I don't want people to confirm a link in order to be subscribed. Enable GDPR fields. I have not enabled this, also because I'm not going to be marketing to the European Union, but also these fields actually clutter up the opt-in form. And since I'm using a pre-designed squeeze page that came with the product, I really don't want to have to add different things to that squeeze page opt-in form. So I did not click this, and if you are using that particular squeeze page, I would advise you not to use this as well. And then down here, daily summary, I've just clicked that to get those kind of notices. And I'm going to save the list. And here we go. You have no contacts, of course, because it's a new list. So here we are with my first list. Now, as you're working with these links here, you're always going to be working in the list that's listed here, which is called My First List. So here's the sign up form link. This is where we're going to go to create a sign up form. So we're going to click here. And you're going to see these different options here: form builder, embedded forms, subscriber popped up. This is the one we want: embedded forms. Generate HTML code to embed in your site or blog to collect signups. So we're going to choose this one here. So I'm going to select it. And now you're going to see the sign up form information. So anyway, these fields, let's just say that you want to only have the first name, not the last name. You would go into form builder, which is right here, and you're going to delete the last name as soon as this comes up. Here's the last name. You're going to click that, you're going to click the minus sign, and you're going to type delete, and you're going to delete it. That's gone. So there's one more thing we need to do before we exit the form builder, and that is we need to enter our thank you page URL in here, because when people click submit, they're going to be redirected to a thank you page. Now that redirection is always done by the autoresponder, so you have to enter that URL in your autoresponder. So right now we're in MailChimp, and the way you enter that in is you click the sign up form up here and you go to confirmation thank you page. It's going to pull up this page and it's going to give you their default thank you page, but you want to put in the URL of your own thank you page that you got when you downloaded the product. Now, what you should do is you should keep a record of those, and I open up Notepad and I copy those URLs so that I have them, so when I come over here I can easily paste them in. And you get these URLs from the previous videos that explained the 3 ways to transfer your files to your server. So if you missed that, go back and watch that, because that's where you get these URLs. You'll find out how to get those. So I'm going to right click this thank you page URL here, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it here. Instead of showing this thank you page, meaning the default one, send subscribers to another URL. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to click Save, and it says Redirect URL Saved. And that's the last thing you do in the form builder. You don't have to worry about any other settings here. Now you're going to go back to your sign up form. You can click back or sign up forms, and then embedded forms, select it. And now you're back to the sign up form page. So the next thing we need to do here is we need to get the form code, the HTML code, and we need to paste that into our index.html file. And if you missed the videos on how to do that, you can watch the 3 different methods to transfer your files over to your server, because in those videos is explained how you paste the code into your index.html file. So the code comes from here. So in this screen, you're going to go over up here to unstyled form, because you don't want the styles of the form, like the look and the colors of it, to come from MailChimp. You want it to come from the HTML file that you downloaded with the product. So you're going to come up to unstyled, you're going to click there, and you are going to come down to the code right here. You're going to click it, it highlights it all. Right click it, and then select copy, and then you're going to go back to your index.html file, however you do that, and you're going to paste it in there. So that's where you get the code for your opt-in form, so that people, when they enter their information, will get subscribed to your list. So the last thing we need to do in the autoresponder is we need to set up a welcome email message, a message that your subscribers will get immediately after they sign up. And this message will have the link to their product that they subscribed for in it. The URL to their full video will be in that message. So in MailChimp, we're going to go up to campaigns and click there. That's where you set up your email campaigns. Now these are campaigns that have previously been set up, so your screen will be blank because you won't have any campaigns. So you're going to create a campaign by clicking over here. Then you're going to click email because you're going to design an email campaign. The next screen shows you a couple of choices. This regular email campaign is emails that you set up one at a time to go out. You'll design an email, it'll go out. You design the next email, it'll go out. The automated choice here is where you are going to set up multiple emails to go out within a certain time frame. For instance, you could set up 5 or 10 emails to go out after someone subscribes, one each day or one every other day, or however you want to set it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose this option here. You want to set up an automated email. So we're going to click there. And then you have your different automated emails. And here's the one you want. Welcome new subscribers. Exactly what you want. You're going to click there. And the campaign name, we're going to call that Welcome Campaign. And you're going to select a list. And it's going to be My First List. That's our list. And we're going to begin. So this is the next screen that pops up, and let me explain that to you. The first thing you're going to see here is trigger. Now, in email campaigns, there's a trigger that causes the emails to go out, and you can set that up however you want. This trigger is set to 1 day after subscribers join your list, but you don't want that. You want it to go out immediately. So you click Edit, and you click this drop down, and it's going to change it to immediately. And then you're going to come up here and you're going to update trigger. So now the trigger says immediately after subscribers join your list, and that's what you want. And the schedule's every day, all day. That means it doesn't matter when someone signs up, they're going to get the first email immediately. So that's it for the screen. We're going to click Design Email. This is where you're going to set up now these fields are already set up because you had set that up when you set up your list. Name your email. This is for your internal use only. This is going to be the welcome first message. Email subject. We'll put here, thank you for subscribing. Free video inside. You want them to know that. Preview text. This snippet will appear in the inbox after the subject line. Here's the video you requested. That's all I'm going to put there. From name is already filled out. From email address is already filled out. We're going to come down here and we're going to click Next. Next, you're going to be able to create a template. Now, since you have not created a template yet, you might want to if you want to brand your business. A lot of people don't do that. It really depends on you and your business. You can fool around with these different templates. This isn't a training on MailChimp, but you can use one of these templates. But for now, I'm going to come down to simple text, and I'm going to click that because we're going to send out just a simple text email saying thank you for subscribing. Now, the way MailChimp is set up with designing emails is a lot of editors are set up this way. They're designed to work in blocks. For instance, text, here's a text block. Here's a text block. You can work on each text block separately. You can click on this one. You can delete it. You can click on this one. You can delete it. What we want to do is, this is what I'm going to do to make it easy for you. We're going to click down here and we're going to delete this one. And this one we're going to edit. So I'm going to click the pencil icon and I'm going to type a new message here. And once I do that, I'll get back to you. So I'm going to pause the video while I do that and I'm going to get back to you. Okay, so here's the email message that I just wrote. I said hello, and what we're going to do here is we're going to include, since you have a field called first name, we want to address them by their first name if they entered that information. So we're going to click here under merge tags, and we're going to select this first name. Now this tag here is going to put their first name here after the hello, and if there is no first name, then it's just going to say hello. So continuing on, thank you for subscribing to my list for mobile e-commerce. Below is the link to your product, Mobile E-commerce Simplified. Now here I'm going to put the link, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and click this chain, and it's going to add a link. So I'm going to click the chain. This is where you enter the URL. I'm going to go back to my notepad. I'm going to take the URL for their full access video. I'm going to right click, copy, come back here, and I'm going to paste the URL. And we're going to insert it. And here is the URL. Now it's a link. You can see it's a link. If you were to just paste this in without making it a link, they would have to copy it into their browser, and we don't want that. We want to make sure it's an actual link in the email. So that's the way you do it. You click the chain up here. That's how most editors work. And continuing on, I know you will find this information valuable. Watch your inbox for future information on how to run an e-commerce store, and then you can put your name here. Now this is not a course on how to write successful email campaigns, but just know that there's a lot of ways you can do this, and we will be having training on emails and how to get engagement and opens on your emails. This is just a short example here to show you that you're going to be writing this here, and you're going to put the link to their product that they subscribe for in the email. Okay, so we're going to save it and close it. Okay, we're going to come down here and we're going to click Save and Continue. Okay, so now here's your first welcome first message. This is the message we just designed. You're going to add the email to your campaign by clicking there. And that's your first message. Now here's email, the automation email number 2. This is where you can enter your second email. You can continue on with your third email and fourth email, however you want to do it. But this is your email campaign, and I wanted to show you how to set those up. You can continue on creating as many emails and adding them to this campaign if you want, as you want. You could also, instead of creating an automated campaign, just do one email by selecting regular emails, what I mentioned at the beginning, and just doing one email. However, you're building your list and you want to establish trust with that list, so you really need to have an automated email sequence go out to them that helps establish trust. So that's it for MailChimp. In the next video, we're going to go over Aweber, which is the second autoresponder you could use. And just briefly to mention again, MailChimp is really good because you get your first 2,000 emails for free. However, you are limited in the number of emails you can send, but it is free. Now, the disadvantage to MailChimp is they're not so friendly if you're in the make money online space, but any other spaces you'd be okay. So that might be good. If you are in the make money online space, you would want to go over to Aweber, which is the next video. Now, the advantage to them is they accept the make money online space, but the disadvantage is you get a free trial, but then you'll have to start paying them regardless of how many names you have on your list. So it's up to you which one you want to use, but check out the next video on Aweber.